Now happy to be joined on the phone by one of our favorite people, Coach Mark Stoops. Coach, how are you, sir?
I'm doing good, Matt. How you doing?
I'm doing good. I'm trying to recover from Saturday night. It was one of those epic nights that you remember in terms of a great game. I heard you after the game, and you gave what I thought was one of the most passionate in your conversation with Tom. You said, This game's going to always haunt me. I may get over it, but I'll never forget it. How do you feel now 48 hours later?
I feel the same way, but it's time to move on. I'm knee-deep in Vandy, sitting at my desk watching film right now, Matt. So we're on to the next, but it will. It's one of those things, like I said, I don't want to be over-dramatic and say, it'll haunt me or hurt me for the rest of my life, but it will for a long time, but I won't ever forget it. Those are those moments, those are those things that, as a coach, you just don't ever forget those things. There's several plays, several games over a long career that I think about, often. Let's put it that way. Or you may wake up in the middle of the night and think about it. So it just it's one of those things. We gotta make the plays. We gotta win them. Yeah, we had our opportunities and we didn't. So it's time to move on. But
can we talk a little bit about the game before we move on? Just a couple.
Yeah, go ahead. Yeah.
First of all, talk to me about Patrick Tolles. I got to tell you, I thought he was going to have a good year, but on his first road game in the swamp, 3rd and 16 from his 1 yard line, throwing that. How great did he play?
Was that was just that throw right there was unbelievable. And then he comes back and throws another one later, in that drive. I don't know if it was the next play or a couple plays later, the one he threw at
he got tipped.
We dropped. It didn't get tipped.
He tipped it himself, is what I mean.
Yeah. But that pass was unbelievable. It hit our guy right in the face. It was, he really, he really is doing a good job. I agree with you. I think there's certain plays in the game that you look at and really stand out that he's making some big-time throws. But overall, he's managing the game very well, making good decisions. He's been very accurate. So, yeah, we're very pleased with him.
I've talked a lot about the fact that all 30 of your points were scored by freshmen. You had freshmen making big plays on the road.
The last 2 games, if I'm not mistaken. Tony told me,
Yeah, last 2 games it's like that. First of all, it obviously says great things about the future, but how have you been impressed with the sort of way these guys that are just now here have been able to do this?
I'm impressed with them. I think to some extent, they've exceeded even our expectation of them this early. They really played well. With Javis being hurt and Ryan's been, have a few nagging things here and there, Badette's been out. We've really had to lean on these young guys, especially at wide receiver. And that's not easy to do, and to go into the swamp and they have good DBs and to do what they've been doing, it's been very impressive.
Stanley Boom Williams' run.
Boom.
I heard you on the call-in show say, that's not how you draw it up, and that's one of those no, yes. But still, it takes a certain kind of athlete to do that, right?
No doubt. And Matt, hey, just because that's not how we draw it up, hey, we'll take it, right? And we all will. But listen, you see that every week in pro football and in college football. Guys just make individual plays, and I've said that throughout the preseason everywhere. That's why you got to have playmakers, and we can't be out there holding their hand all day, all the time. We put them in the right position. We fundamentally got to continue to try to get better and better, and sometimes somebody has to make a play. And it's been great to see a lot of our guys step up and make plays this year, whether it's a big catch or a big run or a big block, big tackle, whatever it's been. But that play that Boom ran in there was a great individual effort. Yeah.
Now, I'm a lay guy. I know football on a small level, but from my perspective, I thought your defensive line played great. Do you agree?
You know what? After really analyzing that film and breaking it down and watching it and certainly being in there that night, I thought we really played good defensively. And I know some people say, well, Coach, they had all these yards and everything. They had 17 possessions.
Yeah.
17.
The game took forever. I felt like it was a 6-hour tour of a game.
That includes, obviously, the overtimes there, but at the end of regulation to hold them to 20 points in the swamp, that's a pretty good effort. by our guys. And, they really did play good up front. That's the best I've ever seen us battle. Just get after it. It was a physical game, and our guys were beat up and battling like you're supposed to in a big time SEC environment on the road, and our guys just competed at a very high level. We were not perfect, but our effort was perfect.
What I was impressed with is at times you'd need one guy to make one play. And I know you didn't make the final one, but before that, and they do it. Zadarius knocked that pass down.
Right.
You had a couple times that only one guy could make the tackle, and then they did. That had to make you pleased.
It did. It did. I saw us growing. I saw us competing at a higher level, digging down and digging deep and making plays. And that was very encouraging.
Austin McGinnis.
Yep.
Have you ever seen a ball take the trajectory that one did on the 51-yarder?
No, I have not.
But you have to. He did him. I know he missed the last one, but those were big kicks.
Big time kick. Absolutely. We maybe we shouldn't have been in that spot. Maybe we had our opportunities to win before that last one. We had 3 or 4 opportunities to win the game before that last one. So no, I don't worry about that at all. Like I said in my post game, we would have never been there if he doesn't nail a 51-yarder to put us in overtime. So he did a great job. We had to make those plays before we got to that spot again.
Now, as a longtime Kentucky fan, one of the things you have to get over with us in some ways is our the history of things that sort of weigh on us. And we see passes like those 3 plays, Tiller's interception, who I thought he played great, but he had the play where it hits his chest and then they score on the next one. You had Timmons, the ball goes off his hands. And then, of course, the 4th and 7 where the two DBs run into each other. But what was impressive to me, all 3 of those, if it goes differently, maybe we win. But your guys fought back from all 3 of them. In years past, they might have given up at any of those 3.
Yeah, you're right. And listen, when you play a team like Florida, you're going to have those plays that stand out at you. They're not all going to go your way, and you have to overcome them. And we gave us a chance to overcome those plays. You're right. And it comes down to a few plays. We talk about it all the time. You hear coaches talk about it all the time. It comes down to a couple plays. You don't know what those plays are, but it does come down to a couple plays. And I can't put it on any of those 3 guys or those 3 plays because there were 7 or 8 other ones that we could have made. But you're right. Those plays stick out, and certainly, some of that will stick out to me. You know what I mean? Like I said, and it's hard to get over, and you think about them, but and then you just really work on what can you do the next time.
Yeah.
That's what I told the team. Just prepare harder, work harder, and the next time we got to make them. And the thing about it is, Matt, and I said this in the preseason, and we're getting better at this, and I think you see our team, we're better at it. But those are routine plays.
Yeah. They were. I think you said last night they were fundamentals, just a couple.
They were just fundamental routine plays. It's not anything spectacular. We didn't have to be supermen. We just had to make routine plays when it counted.
One question I had, just a strategy thing on second overtime. It's 4th and 2, 4th and 3. Any consideration to go for it there and say, let's try to win it right now instead of kicking the field goal?
No.
Okay.
No, I really, in the first overtime and in the second overtime, we had a better chance to win than they did.
Yeah. No, you're right about that. Now, I can't. Ryan Lemon has a question. Now, Coach, I can't get. Who knows what he's going to say? My co-host. So I'm not taking any responsibility for this one. He asked for one question. So Ryan, go ahead, sir.
Hey.
Coach, listen. Nobody's listening, but just you and Matt, and we're on the phone with you.
Yeah.
You can just be completely honest.
Okay.
Look, my dad was a coach. Your dad was a coach.
Yeah.
Tell me just kind of privately, just us. Mm-hmm. Did you kind of like the fact that JoJo Kemp said what he said, just to show you got some guys on your team that's got some confidence and they're not intimidated to go in and play? You can just be honest. You can just, do you like it? They got some nuts on them now.
I can't condone that kind of thought. No, I'll keep that between the team. But I played for Hayden Fry. You know, he used to say, you know, he used to tell us all the time, walk softly and carry a big stick. You know what I mean? I know our team is more confident. And, you know, here's the thing, and here's what I told them. You know, win or lose, and we went down there to win the game. And had we won the game, we were still not going to beat our chest.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? When we win these big games and when we knock this door down, we're still going to handle it the right way.
Okay, let's switch gears now to the next one. First of all, do you worry at all? I mean, you got a week off, which is probably a good thing. Maybe it's not. Maybe you want to carry the momentum.
I want to go. I wish you would, but you know what? It is what it is, and that's what I told the team. You know, I don't want to hear that. We're drained. It's a late game. It was emotional. It was physical. Bull. You know, I wanted to get back to work, and we're going to get back out there and have 3 great practices. And you know, but it is what it is, so we'll deal with it. But you know, we have more in our tank. Our players have more. They have more in their preparation, and we could play better.
See, I love this. I mean, there's something, I'm going to just speaking as a fan, there's something awesome about Saturday night. I've not seen a fan base this excited in 6-7 years, in part because they just see, when you say you guys thought you were going to go down there and win, everybody says that, but I could tell with your coaches and your guys, you all meant it. You thought you were going to go down there and win, correct?
Yeah. Oh, yeah, absolutely. 100%.
That's great. Now, the game is in a week and a half. I'm sure, like us, you want to see that stadium full. Am I correct?
I do. And listen, I wanted to win that game so bad for our team and what we're doing and all that. You know, I really did, because our fan base and you just hearing the stories. I say I don't listen to it and everything, but the streak and all this and that, and you know, it was ticking me off, and I wanted to win that game, and I wanted to deliver for the fans, and. You know, and like I tell you all the time, we're going to try our best to do our part, and that's our part, to put out a good quality football team and go compete at a high level. And when we do, I want that stadium packed.
Well, I think it's going to be like that in a week and a half. Coach, you get me excited just listening. I'm ready to put the pads on and block for Boom in the next game. So,
all right, thanks.
Thank you, Coach. Appreciate it.